Hey guys, Dan Hood, Big DH 2000 here. Time for an unusual video, a combination of a collection and mail opening. Okay, got a collection here. Every one of Mark Seljan's OTT models. Okay. I forget the exact names of all of them. You can look them up. Some of them aren't even sold anymore. This one, you hold like this. The clip acts as a palm swell. You can put this clip around your thing. You got the lanyard that I put on it, like this. And if I recall correctly, this is one of the first slingshots I ever saw with a built-in manufactured clip. Okay, works very well. I've got the Allen key over here. It actually comes with a few more things on it that I took off, plastic things that hold it and make it work, but I just like it like this. Sits right in this case with it. So that's the big model. I've removed many a drone from a tree with this thing and tennis balls. Then we have this model, a lot more compact. I've always held it. Every one of Mark's designs I've held with the Seljan pointing out. This I use flat bands on, but it can also take loop tubes. You can see the holes in there. They cut in from the inside. Okay. Great little shooter. This was actually one of the first I ever acquired. Actually, probably one of the first manufactured slingshots I ever acquired. Okay. And I have at times put binding posts through there, but the holes are a bit big because they're meant for tubes. Now, here's an even rarer one, the Seljan PFS. I begged Mark for this thing, and he finally sent it to me. Even though it might look like it, there are no holes in this for loop tubes. It's strictly a flat shooter. All of Mark's fork tips except for the first one I showed you are almost all identical design. He also puts a slope in here so that if you ever get a fork hit, it doesn't come back and hit you. It goes hopefully away. Anyway, Mark sent this to me. We made a trade. I thoroughly enjoy this, and I shoot. It's one of the few PFSs I shoot on the regular. Now, if you look at this, you'll notice there's a hole here, or a spot waiting for something. Now, Mark has gone on to design a lot of flat top shooters and OTTs and through the forks for a variety of other companies and other places. That's his jam, doing the design in all the 3D and stuff and then testing it. But there's only one other flat shooter or over-the-top shooter I know that comes from Mark with his name on it. As you can see, I got a package from Budapest, Hungary. You all know who lives somewhere nearby. Now I want to be very careful not to damage the address. I'm going to open. See, Mark understands international shipping, that you can't trust anybody to get things there safe. Okay, I got to keep that. Mark and I have talked a lot over the years about everything, including family. So first off, let me just crack this letter right quick. Oops. Awesome. I was hoping he'd send me some of these Seljan stickers. My son has a case he's been wanting some of these for. I've already got mine sprinkled with them. And now I'm going to pause and read the letter. And now I'll continue. I've read a little bit more about some years back, many years. For those of you who don't know Mark, he does a lot of progression of slingshots, okay? He comes up with one design, doesn't like certain things, tweaks those to another model, and just keeps working his way through. Well, way back when, you can look, gosh, this video probably 8, 9, 10 years old, is back before the Arturo's Conus came out. But Mark had this really strange slingshot he was shooting in the video. And it had all kinds of weird processes, and I knew the processes were incredible. But here it is, okay? And the way you were supposed to shoot it is you held it like this, or you could put your finger down here if you wanted. But what I always saw Mark shoot it, I saw him shoot it like this, okay? You can hold it in either hand like this, and then you pull, and it goes over the top. And to me, it was just the shape. And as you can see, the concept is very similar to the Conus as well, okay? Kind of the way you hold it and the thing. Arturo just made the Conus a little more narrow and a little more of a pinch grip design. And while this is a good pinch grip for somebody like me who's got good big hands, and you can see I've got plenty of gap here, okay, to where this will sit pretty comfortable. Mark always found that he had to hold it like this because it didn't work very well for him as a pinch grip. And he learned so many things from this, because you can see there's a hole in the bottom. There's a reason for that hole, because the original one that was built like this was such a process that there was powder left inside, and you had to clean the powder out, hence the hole, okay? So that he could get all the powder out eventually. And what a lot of people don't realize is this is actually hollow. You can press a little and feel it a little, but it's hollow. And then, if I'm not mistaken, where these lines are ribs that reinforce this down here. I think there's a rib, but I'm not exactly sure where the ribs are up here, but I know there's ribs in it. I remember him explaining it in the video, and he also said a lot of stuff in his letter just now. But he kind of put this one to the side because, I mean, think about it. Last thing we need is a whole bunch of people learning how to shoot slingshots and then trying to hold this and not doing it right and getting hurt. It also led to a few other designs he developed, and once again, it was a progression. But he's made me a print of this. It's a really unique way of printing. I can't explain it. If he wants to, he can, and he's got way more knowledge about this than I do. But you can also see it's got the same black texture that all his aluminum ones have later on. It's also got the same, you can see the slopes where he thought up slopes like this. You can also see that now the fork's a little different. You notice they concave down. He later got rid of that, and he tended to do a lot more flat. But if you look closely, a lot of the front ridges where you tie are very similar to his other designs. Like I said, that's one of the beauties, and it's one of the few that still has a Seljan logo on it. The rest have all been moved on. Now, sorry this video is long, but I've waited a long time to get one of these and complete the collection. Now, if Mark ever builds another OTT that's strictly got his name on it, I'll have to find space in the case. But in the meantime, this will slide right in there. And anytime I travel to a Slingshot event, I'll bring this, and you guys are welcome to look at it. Anyway, sorry the video is long, but Mark, can't thank you enough, buddy. This is one of my prized collections. I've got one other prized collection, and it's just those two that I keep and I show off. And I appreciate the study that's gone through making these, which I think a lot of folks miss. They miss progression, they miss studies, they miss why things were not done this way in the future, why it was only a test. You can learn a lot from not necessarily mistakes, but progressive testing and learning. And Mark has proven that over and over again to us. And the sad thing is when this came out, I think it would have done well, but everybody was shooting through the fork at the time, and that's what dominated the world. Now, a lot of people have returned to OTT and are realizing how natural and fun it is. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it, bud.